everybody, and welcome back to another video about Steam sales. I did one of these last summer, talking about a couple of games I wanted to recommend you try out that were on sale. Well, I want to do that again. In fact, I got 6 of them. But before we actually dive into the games that I'm genuinely recommending, I just would like to point out, if you do not already own them, Caves of Qud is currently on sale, and so is Dwarf Fortress for the Steam Winter Sale. So go check those out if you don't already have them, but let's dive into the actual recommendations here. So for this video, I'm focusing on roguelikes, more specifically traditional roguelikes. These are just some that have stuck with me that I really want to recommend, although I'm going to kind of cheat with the last one, and I'll get into that when we get there. So the first game on this list is Cogmind. Cogmind is a traditional roguelike. The whole shtick of the game is UI that is made for ants and some of the best ASCII art I've ever seen in a roguelike. Of course, it has a toggleable on and off tile set in several different fonts if you have to squint too much to see the default one. The game is beautiful and has an extraordinary soundscape that comes along with it. The game has been developed very actively for quite some time now by Gridsage Games, who is a sole developer who also live streams his beta branches on Twitch, which are also worth checking out. The game itself is a roguelike where you play as a robot. You assemble parts onto your body using matter, which is the bits of purple stuff that falls out of the other robots that you kill. As you assemble parts onto your body, your robot gets bigger, and that makes you take less damage because instead of them shooting your body, like the center of your body, they're actually shooting the bits on the outside of your body. The whole idea is you have to get outside of the factory that you were built in, so you have to work your way up through the floors to fight through bigger and bigger robotic threats to eventually make your way out to the surface. It's kind of a post-apocalyptic thing. There's a lot of cool lore and a lot of fun stuff to dig into with this one. I highly recommend you check out Cogmind. It is extremely enjoyable. The second game on my recommendations list is one you've probably missed. This is Deadland 4000. It's a tiny little post-apocalyptic roguelike about moving to the left, kinda. So the game is very structured in that you are moving in a specific direction. The items are interesting, the mutations are weird, the lore is bizarre, it's cartoonish and over the top, kind of almost in an adventure time kind of way, and I think that this game is very strange, but intriguing enough that I keep returning to it. I've streamed it once, and since then I haven't streamed it, but I have put a couple more hours into it since then on my own time. It is currently 50% off, which makes it very cheap, and a very easy recommendation if you've kind of played a lot of other roguelikes and you just want something strange, because this is a cool one. Next up on the strange, obscure roguelike front is Golden Krone Hotel, cheaper than a bag of chips and possibly one of the best Halloween games ever made. The whole game takes place in Transylvania and is full of vampires inside of a giant castle. Think like if the world of Castlevania was a roguelike where you are a human transforming into a vampire, dodging out of the way of the sun, backtracking through different zones to be able to get to the top of the castle to slay the creature at the top. I highly recommend Golden Krone Hotel. Lots to discover, extremely interesting and unique zones, interesting surprises, cool builds, and a variety of characters to play. And also, there is some unlocks in this game, but if you're a seasoned roguelike player, then of course you can just simply unlock everything with the click of a button. Far too few people have played this game. Usually it has player counts of sub-0, like literally it's 1, maybe 0 people playing at any given time. This one highly deserves your attention, and if you haven't, please give Golden Krone Hotel a look. Next on my list is Jupiter Hell. Now, I've recommended this one before, so many of you probably are already aware of it, but I just wanted to state that it is currently on the deepest sale that it's ever had, or tied for the deepest sale that it's ever had. It's 60% off. The Doom the Roguelike roguelike is still fantastic, has tons of content. Most recently actually added workshop support, so there are some mods up that you can download now, including an in-game wiki and another playable class and a few other things that have been modded into the game for some time by the audience, but were never in any kind of official workshop capacity. While this game is rather quiet and doesn't have the most active mod scene, there is enough there to change up your game if you so desire. So, based on the fact that it now does in fact have mod support and also has like maybe 300 to 400 hours worth of content to chew through, this is a very easy recommendation, especially at the 60% off discount. Next up is Tales of Maj'Eyal. Now, this one is a weird one almost to recommend you buy, purely because the game is free on their website. You could just go download Tales of Maj'Eyal, but I feel like not enough people these days are aware of Tales of Maj'Eyal, so I feel like it's time that I shout it out a little bit. Tales of Maj'Eyal is the closest thing you'll get to Diablo while still being a roguelike. It is a turn-based, procedurally generated, massive world where you slowly become a absolute god and make the whole screen explode by pressing one button. It's a game about extraordinarily overpowered powers, and this goes for you and your enemies, so if your enemies breathe on you, you die. It does have some pretty generous difficulty options and a few varieties to save your characters, as well as, because this is the premium version, which is a paid unlock, you get online connectivity. Now, that doesn't mean it's a multiplayer game. You're not actually going to see other players, but there's a global chat as well as access to the player build bank and a bunch of other cool resources. If you like things like Diablo and very endlessly replayable games, and also for some reason would like that in a massive roguelike scale and a game with literally thousands of achievements, just under 2,000, I kind of lied, but if you want a game with over like 1,500 achievements, this is a huge thing with tons of content, and it's, again, the price of a bag of chips. A large bag of chips, but still a bag of chips. Now, the last recommendation on this list, as I said earlier, is kind of cheating because it's not quite a traditional roguelike. It has a kind of Mario-esque level system where you go through different levels and slowly progress through the dungeons. Once you've unlocked the dungeon, you keep the dungeons unlocked, and there is quite a bit of meta progression in this one. Keep in mind, this game is a mobile port, so it is kind of mobile gamey when you initially launch it, but with some setting tweaks, you can make it just look like a PC game. Now, Sproggiwood is the other game from Freehold Games, the creators of Caves of Qud, and this is a mild spoiler, but if you get into it even just slightly, it starts off looking like just this cutesy little cartoon roguelike until they start talking about Viridian Watervine, and you realize it's a Caves of Qud prequel. I highly recommend this game if you are a fan of Caves of Qud and want some lore that fits in with Caves of Qud, but also is completely different in a very different gameplay style. The gameplay for Sproggiwood is very satisfying and feels really good and is a nice, quick kind of coffee break dungeon crawler. Like a run through one of the dungeons, it takes maybe 15 minutes at most, and it's a nice, quick play roguelike with a good cartoony art style, and honestly, I think would probably be pretty great on a Steam Deck. And also, did I mention, it's less than $2. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, I don't generally do these recommendations videos, but if you'd like to see videos about Dwarf Fortress or other obscure games you probably haven't heard of, you should check out this YouTube channel, or alternatively, my VOD channel, which is Blind Extras. You can find a link to that in the description of this video. I do stream on this YouTube channel as well as on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/BLINDIRL. So if you pop over and say hi when I'm live, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching this video, and take care of yourselves out there. Don't spend too much money on the Steam sale. Let me know if you'd like to see more recommendations videos, and I hope to see you in the next one.